What's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button so my videos can be recommended to others. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that way you don't miss any future content. Alright, with that being said, let's go on with this
A
video.
lot of people are starting to notice that we've had really strange weather phenomena in the last couple weeks. It all started when people began recording and reporting red lightning all over the sky. According to scientists, this red lightning, also known as red sprites, has always been around, but people are still finding it strange seeing as how it came out of almost nowhere. On New Year's Eve, lightning struck the US Capitol, the Washington Monument, and the Empire State Building. And although lightning does typically strike high points, some people believe that all three of these buildings being struck on the same day is more than a coincidence. To top it all off, people all over the UK, Canada, and the US are reporting a very dense and mysterious fog. What's really strange is that the people recording it claim that the fog is giving off a very metallic smell, as well as giving them headaches, a cough, and sickness in general after encountering it. This has led to multiple theories. While some believe that the fog was purposely implemented to cover up something in the sky, others believe that nanoparticles or smart dust has been sprayed. But leave a like and let me know what you think about all this. Have you encountered this fog, and do you think it's suspicious?
So hear me out. This is going to sound strange, but it's 100% real, and you can check this out for yourself on Google Maps right now. This strange photo that looks like some kind of UFO or space portal is literally from Google Maps above a secret facility in Anza, California. And you can see in this very clear photo of the facility that they're putting shipping containers around this weird, unidentified looking object. Like all good conspiracies, it gets weirder. And all the people that were curious about this strange object kept monitoring Google Earth. And they saw that they were actually covering it up. Like, look in here, zoom in, and they're covering up that object with shipping containers. Why?
Looks like a
Why would they
coffin.
do that? And the reason I said hear me out is because when investigators went to see it in person, I mean, you can see for yourself, the scale of this thing is huge. And they were turned away by security. So there are people actively guarding that object. They don't know if they're government or if this is like some deep black ops undercover stuff. We don't know. But you all need to keep looking into this and do not let them delete that photo off Google Earth.
Cousin you only see once a year, a neighbor, a co-worker who brings you so much joy. But don't worry, we've got you covered with the best digital gifts you can easily buy online right now and get delivered instantly for those very last-minute gifts.
What the f is on with his mouth?
Joins us now. He's an e-commerce writer for Rolling Stone.
I'm getting a video. There's this huge thing making a re-entry right now. Huge fireball up in the sky. That's actually sick. It's just leaving a trail across the sky. That thing's coming from like several times the speed of sound into the atmosphere. It's crossing over the sky. Hold on, I need to get out and record this. Look at that thing. Oh, I gotta record on it. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Look at it. And it only took it like a few seconds to go from one end of the sky to the other. It's like fading off in the distance now. I can barely even capture it.
I threw a notepad at work and it disappeared into thin air.
Bioluminescent organs in most sea animals can turn on and off. Some animals produce it themselves, and some others hold bacterial colonies inside their body and trigger bioluminescent remarks from like dropping sugars to these colonies and stuff. These lights can lead to a bit of confusion for metallic craft until observers get close to inspect. We talk about some of the lights look triangular, where you have the triangle UFOs. Not all of these are these things. I think it's mostly the other things, but they have a pattern that's kind of similar. So until they get right overhead, and like we've already said, people seeing the jelly, like looking through them with the lights, they kind of hold a similar pattern. They are often doing, like we've already said, these large figure 8 motions. This is an effective use of sea animals for filter feeding. Why you do this figure 8 patterns is when you come back around, the swirl will be right in your face. So if you're filter feeding, you want to push as much air or water through your gills, through your feeding mechanisms.
Using birds to monitor us?
I recently seen a video of a taxidermist that was actually making drones from, the animals. This is the video I was talking about.
Does that look like a real bird to you? It's flapping its wings, it's flying around, it looks like a real bird. And that's the point, folks. That bird that you just saw is actually a drone constructed with the body of a taxidermied bird. Are you following me? And it's stuffed with technology to make it move like it's still alive and real. And trust me, we absolutely know how this sounds. And that's why we sent Griffin Rushton to Socorro to find out exactly what researchers at New Mexico Tech are planning to do with these appropriately called Frankenstein devices.
Well, that's at least what we're calling them. And I'll tell you, look, I learned a lot down there today. And let's clear one thing up right away. Some of you may already be thinking about the birds aren't real conspiracy theory. Well, researchers told me there are absolutely no plans to use these bird drones to spy on people. But there are plans.
Why would that be mentioned then?
To spy on some animals out in the wilderness, and there's even a few practical uses that could help make flying a little safer.
A very tiny version of this.
After years of trying to replicate how birds fly,
it's heavy and then it feels so real.
Mechanical engineer Dr. Mustafa Hassanalian figured he could borrow some blueprints from Mother Nature.
We saw that maybe it's a good idea to use the whole body of the birds because everything is there and we just need to do a reverse engineering and turn them to a drone.
Yeah, you heard that right. These abnormal-looking birds are actually drones built from the bodies of taxidermy birds and retrofitted with robotic technology allowing them to move and fly like real birds, and that's the point.
The current drones that are being used for wildlife monitoring, like hexacopter or quadcopter, they create lots of noise, and animals will be scared and scatter.
I mean, that other one didn't sound too quiet either.
But these drones blend in, well, at least most of them, giving wildlife researchers an eye inside the flock.
Developing this technology can fly with the flock, can give us more information about the physics of the flight of the birds, how birds with different colors, they can be more efficient. So this technology can help us to learn about how birds extract energy from the atmosphere or how they can save energy through their flight.
There's also aquatic drones, like this duck. But researchers at the New Mexico Institute of Mining and Technology know the real-world potential for these mostly inconspicuous drones is sky high, especially at airports prone to bird strikes.
Imagine that we do this with the predator birds and you fly that around the airports and you no longer see those birds around the airplanes, and that can save the birds as well as the airplanes.
Border security is also on the table.
The drones that are currently being used for border patrolling, sometimes they shoot down by like illegals, right? So this technology can help because they're birds and we can fly them and they can be used for monitoring.
But
they just said it wasn't going to be used to spy on people. Migrants are people.
Hassanalian draws the line when it comes to surveillance.
That has not been our intention at all. We are not looking at that application because we don't think that's an efficient way. And it's not moral, it's not ethical.
Hassanalian says he's working to develop a drone major at New Mexico Tech in hopes innovative projects like this inspire younger students to look to the skies.
And I think things that we are trying to build here, it can help to create a pathway for future generation of students that they want to do their career in aerospace industry.
There needs to be term limits. We're done with the conversations. There needs to be term limits. If you're a representative and you're watching this video somehow, some way, or if you're a senator and you're watching this video, and maybe it will get to you, maybe it won't, there needs to be term limits. Representative Kay Granger, not seen in 6 months, located at a dementia care home. She represents people in her district. She can't do that if she has dementia. Dementia, and these people, we keep voting them in. This is a young person's job. These people need to just let them be old. I've said this before in a different video. Let them be old. This is absolutely absurd.
2019, a YouTuber named Jason uploaded a video to his channel, Appy Mountain Trekkers, in which he recorded footage of his solo overnight trip to the mountains. His channel is dedicated to all things outdoors, in which Jason frequently uploads videos of his adventures hiking, camping, and surviving in the woods. In this particular video, his hike up to the mountain is pretty uneventful, and as soon as he arrives at the campsite, Jason begins setting up his tent and shows his viewers how he starts a fire as the sun begins to set. As he waits for the day to end, he tries his luck at spoon carving, and this is when he reports hearing a strange sound coming from the top of one of the mountains, but he writes it off as a bird or some other small animal and continues setting up for the night. At about 9 o'clock, he turns his camera off to go to bed, but less than an hour later, he wakes up to a strange sound that he says he's never heard before in his life. He mentions it sounded like some sort of guttural animal call, but because it came from pretty far away, he couldn't identify what it was.
I'm still rattled. I've never heard anything like that in my life. It sounded like a mix between almost like a pig, some kind of, I hate to even say it, but a pig, an ape, and the calls almost sounded like how the velociraptors. I've never heard anything like that in my life.
Still shaken after the rude awakening, he tries to go back to bed, but just a few hours later at around 1 a.m., he wakes up again to what he describes as the sound of something or someone circling his tent.
Whatever it is, it's close.
Company Clear Foods recently analyzed 345 hot dog and sausage products from 75 brands and retailers and found, are you hot dog lovers ready for this?
Why does she have to try to gas it up?
Human DNA in 2% of the samples and in 2/3 of the vegetarian samples. And get this, Clear Foods says that there are some companies producing high-quality hot dog, top scores to Butterball, McCormick, Eckrich, and Hebrew National. Human DNA.
What the f was that? I'm scared.
Oh!
So I ran across this post that says, it feels like things have gotten so bad that they stopped making Black Mirror. And someone replied with an article explaining how that is exactly what happened. And in the article itself it says, Burker revealed to the UK Times that he's not currently working on writing a season 6 of Netflix Emmy-winning series because we've already found ourselves plunged into a nightmarish dystopia like those explored in the shows. Is that not the craziest shit ever? Bro said, yeah, I'm no longer making Black Mirror because we're in a Black Mirror episode right now. There's no time for this. Like, that is insane. Like, this has to be a sign of end times coming or something. The fact that we are now in a state where we're literally doing things that we make fun of on TV is the craziest shit ever, bro. Like, this don't even feel like real life anymore. It's nuts.
There's this documentary that was dropped about the House of 200 Demons. So in 2014, Zach Bagans purchased this house, right?
Yeah, okay.
And he decided he was gonna investigate it. Obviously, you know, bro does that. But one specific thing that happened to Zach Bagans changed his whole life forever, bro.
What?
You see how he like locks himself
into the place till dusk until dawn?
So he barricaded himself inside the house.
Oh, nah, okay.
In the house. And when he did that, this is what happened to him.
Back the up.
Well, you saw the shadow, right?
Yeah.
So before he didn't wear glasses, After he saw that shadowy figure, he felt something in his eyes. So he ended up developing some sort of like condition that happened out of nowhere. The doctors can't even explain how he got it, but it made him see double vision, and it f***ed up his eyes, bro. And the only way that they could have possibly fixed it was with surgery, but if they did it, it could have led to him being blind. So now he has to wear prism glasses in order for him to see normal.
I never knew that.
And it was because he saw that f***ing figure. Could have been the devil or some shit, bro.
Ay, aquí está nuestra
Se nos
amiga.
va la cucaracha. Cucaracha. Bueno,
Ahora es cuando empieza a volar.
en un buen viaje. De caer. Es que no sé cómo montarlo. Pero bueno. Grábalo bien.
Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. That's going to be the end of the video. Don't forget to smash the like button so that way YouTube can put this video out in the algorithm. And also do me a favor, smash that subscribe button so that way you guys can find out when I drop a new video. Alright, catch you guys in the next one.